Well, here it is, undoubtedly one of the biggest and potentially most exciting fixtures in Orient's recent history, with a chance to clinch and secure that final playoff spot. The O's travel to the John Smith Stadium on this beautiful first game of May, and it is Huddersfield Town, who, not in the best of form themselves, we're looking to take our form and clinch all 3 points to secure those spots. And it is, of course, the last game of the season, or is it? I'm joined here with Glenn Wilkie and Jabbo Abire. Boys, this feels bigger than, it sounds crazy to say, this sounds bigger than any promotion clash we've had in the last few seasons, whether that was National League, League Two. This feels massive.
Just another game. I don't know why you're getting excited. No, it's fantastic that we have got something to play for on the very last game of the season, and it's in our hands. Fantastic opportunity for everyone involved with the club to sort of put a marker down today and push on and try and get into the playoffs starting next week. I just hope it's going to be a really good game, a calm game for the nerves. A couple of early goals for us would really sort everyone out, and we can relax a bit. For Huddersfield, it's a nothing game. They're five games on the spin losing, so they're not in good form at all. It's a tricky one. Last game of the season in front of their own fans. What are they going to do? What Huddersfield are going to turn up? But I'm very confident of our team, and looking at the starting 11, yeah, very confident.
Oh, your confidence is infectious, Glenn, but you know, as he's touched on, Huddersfield and ourselves, probably the contrasting teams in that league form table. They've not been in great form, we've been on fire, but that kind of goes out the window on the final game of the season, and anything can happen.
Yeah, definitely anything can happen, especially, you know, they haven't won in a while, Huddersfield, and then suddenly it's going to surprise us and win when we need to get that win. But ultimately, knowing that what's at stake for us and the players will know that, you know, if we just turn up with the right mentality and just be calm, just continue doing what we're doing, then we should hopefully see it out.
And it's nice that it is in our hands and we don't have to look at other results around the league. There's only one other result that really matters today, apart from our own. We've just got to go out there and win the game, and it's as simple as that.
Do they? You're in the playoffs. I know everyone will be checking what's going on in Reading against Barnsley. Barnsley, as we know, when they came here, they can score goals. They're another funny side in this division, and Richie said it in his interviews throughout the season. Anyone can beat anyone in this league, regardless of where you are. It would be nice if Barnsley could do us a favour, but like you say, it's in our hands. Jabbo just said it. Stay calm. Just play the game. We are, for me this season, out of every team I've seen, we are one of 3 teams in this division who play the best football. And exciting football, and we score goals, and we've come from behind recently a number of times to win the game. We've led games, we've controlled games with good football, possession football when we've had to calm it down. The game management, as the season's gone, has got better and better. Players are more experienced, especially the lone players, the youngsters coming through. I just think we're in a really good position, and I just think that's why I'm so confident. I just think we've got a good manager, good coaching staff. The players have had the ups and downs this season, and they're coming into this, and I don't think they will have any kind of nerves themselves.
Your confidence is starting to scare me just a little bit, but hey, hopefully it's a positive day for the O's. Touchwood, fingers crossed, all of the above. But now, before we do anything else, let's hear from the main man. It's the gaffer. It's Richie Wellens.
Richie, final league game of the season, but we'd really like to add an extra couple of fixtures to that calendar, wouldn't we?
Well, we would, but we've got to make sure that this is the most important game. And if we're not at it, then there'll be a massive feeling of emptiness after the game, because we haven't got no more games left. So we need to make sure we're at it. We're in a good vein of form. The players have been outstanding for the last 4 or 5 weeks, and we just need to continue it.
And considering expectations at the start of the season and some of the ups and downs we've had throughout the course of the season as well, how proud are you to even have something to play for on this final day?
No, really proud of the club, where we've come from in the last 2 or 3 years. Like I say, been a brilliant journey. The style of football we play, the players that we've developed, and that's over the 2 or 3 years now. To see a lot of ex-Leyton Orient players playing in the Championship is a testimony to the club. But the most important thing is Saturday now, getting a result that makes sure that it allows us to have at least 2 extra games.
And with our fate in our hands, would you say that this is probably the first game of the season that there's any expectation or even pressure on the lads, and how do you think they'll react to that?
No, I don't think so. I think there's pressure on the first game of the season. Then when you lose the first 4, well, we lost the first 3. There was massive pressure on the 4th game away at Shrewsbury away. Then there's even more pressure on the 5th game. So I don't think as a footballer you ever play football without that certain pressure, how pressurised it may be. There's certain levels to it. But I think that's what we love about football, isn't it? It's playing football under pressure. It's making sure that you want to win. You want other teams to win to test you. And I think that's what it's all about. The players have dealt with the expectations over the last 4 or 5 weeks exceptionally well. Before that, we've had runs of games where we've been outstanding. So, like I say, we need one more game, make sure that we're at it, and hopefully, if we are at it, then it's an exciting time for us.
Well, without further ado then, and for one last time in this league campaign, let's take a look and see how the O's are shaping up for this afternoon's clash. And starting in goal, it's Super Josh Keeley. It's the same shape and same setup as last Saturday in that 1-0 win over Wickham. It's the back 3 again with Brandon Cooper, the captain Omar Beckles and Romani Edmonds-Green in those centre-back positions. Randall Williams and Ethan Galbraith take up the wing-back positions with Sean Clare and Jordan Brown in those deep midfield slots. Just ahead of them is Jamie Donnelly and Dan Adjie, and leading the line again is Charlie Coleman, LA. And on the bench is Noah Phillips, Jack Curry, Don Ball, Holly O'Neill, Jalang Jayasimi, Dylan Markanday and Azim Abdullahi. I mean, I guess it worked last week, Jabbo. Clean sheet, good win against a strong side. Why change anything?
Yeah, definitely. And I think the mentality of the team, knowing they're playing against a team that's up there in the league, they've had a great season, to go and get that result, the confidence will be like buzzing throughout. And I think that energy and that enthusiasm is what we needed today.
And defensively, it was the first clean sheet in a little while, Glenn. But the defence is always strong, and they've looked like they've adapted to this shape.
Yeah, I was slightly concerned the first 15-20 minutes last week against Wickham. I thought they were getting a lot of success sort of down the side of Galbraith and the right-sided centre-half. I think the turning point last week, and I've not heard anyone mention this, it was when Galbraith injured their left winger, who was their most dangerous player, because they were getting the ball to him all the time. He went off injured, and then Wickham just sort of didn't go to pieces, but we managed to get more of the ball, and we started to attack more, and we were more comfortable. Up until that point, they were causing us problems down the left. The only thing with that shape is when you do play 3 at the back, depending on the team you're playing against, some teams will target the spaces between the right or left wing back and the centre half and try and play in behind you. That's it. That was the only concern. Wickham done it a little bit last week early, but then we got to grips with it. But I don't think we were forced into that, because if Curry was fit, I know he's on the bench today, would we have played that same system? Maybe, I don't know. But I think we've sort of been forced into it a little bit. But the fact that we kept a clean sheet against a good side, we did well. The only thing with that shape was last week, I didn't think we created as much as we'd done previously when we've played a different system. But that may be down because it was Wickham and they're a good side. Today, hopefully, I'd like us to mix it up in forward areas rather than keeping the ball in and around the box. Mix it up, get a cross in, change it, keep their defenders always guessing. But we've got the firepower, we've got the quality across the pitch. We've got enough in our locker to cause them problems and to get a lot of opportunities early.
It's adaptable as well, isn't it, Jab? Especially with Sean Clare in that midfield, where if he can drop into either fullback if one of the 2 wing backs do bomb on and go on because they're attacking players. So it's adaptable, but it's also quite an aggressive back 3 or 5.
Yeah, it's aggressive. You've got like flying sort of fullbacks, wing backs, should I say, that want to get up the field and possess good quality as well. That can come inside and put good delivery in. And it's a good point with Clare. They can identify if Galbraith is gone, and he can just fill in and plug the holes. And you've got intelligent players on there that could plug the holes if they are in advanced positions. So it's about being positive and taking the game to Huddersfield today. Like Glenn was saying, can we be more dangerous? Because the game will turn in our favour, definitely more so if we get that first goal. They'll just be on holiday thinking, it's done, whatever. But if the longer it grows and we haven't got that goal, then it can get a bit squeaky.
Hopefully they've got their tickets booked for Leeds Bradford Airport tonight. But looking at the centre-back 3 then, Omar was such a welcome return. He's so massive. His presence, his leadership, he's key. Romani Edmonds-Green's been phenomenal since he came in January, and he's played probably more football than he expected. And Brandon Cooper has never let us down. It's a back three that just had one more league fixture. If we keep a clean sheet, happy days.
Exactly, keep a clean sheet, don't lose a game, and then we've just got to score. They've done really well. I thought Omar Beckles, I think he got man of the match last week, didn't he? From the sponsors. I think rightly so. I thought he was superb last week. As he got into the game, he did. Omar Beckles' previous seasons, you listen to supporters, there was always, he'd get caught on the ball every now and then, or he'd make a mistake, an individual error. But this season he's not done that. He's been the most consistent I've seen him in an Orient shirt this season, and with him coming back recently, I just think with his experience, his leadership, talking to players with Darren Prattley not on the pitch and his captain, talking to players in and around him, I just think it settles everyone down, and it probably settles the keeper down as well, you know, knowing that you've got that leader in front of you who's organising. I just think, barring anything stupid from anyone in defence today, a silly red card, a real bad individual error, I think we'll be fine. I just think if we come under pressure from Huddersfield, and they've got good players, Josh Koroma, one of the XOs playing for them, I think with them two wing backs, we'll just tuck them in and play as a 5 and just be able to break down.
Well, less of the talk about red cards and individual errors for the rest of the pre-match, please, Glenn. It's an important, when it comes to that game management side, it's when you look at Jordan Brown and Sean Clare, and they're two that have kind of gelled in recent weeks, second half of the season especially. It's been a duo that's really kind of clicked.
Yeah, I mean, they're both really good players, and you know, Claire taken a while to get into his groove since his injury, but now he's showing that form that he showed in the earlier part before he was injured. And Brown, we know what Brown can do, and together they kind of complement each other quite well. So, and they've got that experience. They've played a few games, especially Claire. And then with the information coming from Beckles and at different stages of the game, I think that between them they can manage the game well. And hopefully, you know, fingers crossed, we can see it out.
I think he's better Claire in the middle, rather than because he's played at right back and he's filled in on occasions when we've had injuries. I like him in the middle. He's just, with him, he does try and he receives the ball when he wants to play forward. His first thought is, can I play forward? Which you'd want all your midfielders doing, right? Especially as a forward. Can I play forward? His first instinct is have a look before he's received it. Can I play forward? But when he does get the ball, he doesn't hold on to it too long. It's like 1-2 touch because he knows what his game is and he wants to move the ball quickly. That's what I like about him in there. And then when he does break forward, like we've seen him score a couple of goals this season. He's pretty dangerous in and around the box as well.
And he makes good decisions. He doesn't just go aimlessly. His timing is really quite well. When he thinks I'm going to go forward or I'm going to play it forward, he usually makes the right decision every time. So, and he sets the tone for the team.
And with the absence of Darren Prattley as well, after Omar Beckles, Sean's probably the most experienced senior pro in this starting 11. How key is that on a day like today?
Oh, it's massive, you know, because there's so much emotions, there's so many things going on and information that's going to be passed, and you need people to you just have to go and play your game, and sometimes you just need people to settle it down with a cool head, and having sort of that experience, especially with Omar leading it and then passing the information on, it can be constructed really well through Claire.
And with them experienced players, if you're winning, losing or drawing, you need them players, right? So if you're winning the game, you need people to just settle down, keep doing the right things, keep it simple, game management we talk a lot about. If you're losing, they're keeping them calm again. Do not panic, don't start changing the way we play, hitting long balls, doing whatever. It's different scenarios, how the game's going. Them experienced players come into their own, and that's when they'll just settle everyone around them down and talk them through the game.
Yeah. If we do want to really stamp our authority in that playoff spot, we'll need to score goals. Yeah. Scoring goals is what we do. When you look at Jamie Donnelly, Dan Hadji and Charlie Coleman, you just hope that they all have a good day today.
Yeah, I mean, like with Dan Hadji and Coleman now and Donnelly, what they've been doing has just been class, and we know there's goals. There's genuinely a great threat there. And as long as they've got the licence to sort of like do their stuff going forward and people doing the covering from behind, I think no doubt we'll get the goals. It's just can we get a couple just to give us a nice cushion.
Kelman is the man at the moment. He's been potentially the man, especially of this second half of the season. He's dragged us to where we are now with his goals. We just need a couple more, Charlie.
Yeah, I thought last week he had a quiet game, apart from the header early on, which he probably could have scored. He had a quiet game, but then that comes down to what I was speaking about earlier about getting crosses in the box early, because you look at the goals at Cambridge, other goals he scored recently is from crosses, from balls going into him really quickly and early, like Crawley away. Those type of things, you need him to get the ball to him in and around the box where he can get half a yard and get a shot off, or a cross comes in and he pulls off the back of a defender. We need to play to his strengths. He's a top goal scorer in this league for a reason, because he's good and he's lethal in front of goal. We need to play to his strength. Got Dan Adji as well. He absolutely scares a living daylights out of any defender with his pace.
Yeah.
And he don't mind cutting in on his left foot, going on the outside on his right foot. As a defender, you don't know what way to show him, because he's lethal on both sides. When he's on it and he's fired up and he gets the ball to his feet and he can run forward with it, that's where he's going to cause problems. And Donnelly's just Donnelly. He'll conjure something up from wherever he's on the pitch, whether it's a pass or a goal.
Well, just over 15 minutes to go until hopefully some of those goals are hitting the back of the net and taking Orient one step closer to the playoff dream. And well, don't forget, of course, we are live here on Orient Live, and we're bringing you all of the action, and you can pick up a match streaming pass for just £10 if you're an international fan. And if you're watching along live on our YouTube stream and you're from the UK, you can get an audio pass as well to listen along with Dave Victor and Matt Hiscock. And of course, don't forget a reminder from our sponsor to always stay safe when using the internet, and use NordVPN for that. Head over to the club's social media to see more details on that one. But now let's take a little break from today's fixture and take a look at our very own Zach Abirio, who was awarded a PFA Champion of the Community Award.
No, really good. Seeing some familiar faces as I'm walking in, and yeah, just seeing the building and that, just loads of memories coming back. So it's really good to be here. Just like memories come flooding back in. Yeah, just looking around now, just remembering what I used to do when I was this age, and yeah, it's good. I'm really grateful for those who voted for me. I tried to do my best with the community because obviously I'm a local boy. So yeah, it means a lot to me. The advice I would give is just keep working hard. That's all I can say really. It's a tough road, but if you keep working hard, you'll get it one day.
It was nice to have Zach back today. We just presented him with the PFA Community Award for this year for League One. He didn't know he was getting it. It was a nice surprise. But he's coming here all gracious and accepted it, and the kids really enjoyed seeing him and asking him questions. And knowing Zach as I do, I'm sure it's thoroughly deserved. And he's always stuck him in the community and looked after where he lives and where he's from. Yeah, it's been a really good day. We're not a big football in school, but we've always kept an eye on Zach. He was when he was here, he was at Spurs, and I said his dad was a Kenyan international, and we spoke to his dad a lot. And when Zach got released from Spurs and went to Leyton Orient, a lot of the staff were like, "Oh, he's on the bench today. Oh, he's played today. He's got minutes." We're all keeping an eye on the results, and seeing him on TV a bit this year has been quite nice. So it was a no-brainer having him back and just being a really good role model for our kids. Work hard, you try your best, you go for something you love, and you can succeed if you put the work in. And Zach's always been a hard worker, and as I said to the kids, it was quite nice. They're sat on an assembly floor here, exactly where he sat for many years. So yeah, they can aspire to achieve what he's achieving.
I thought this was a really unique and great way to present an award. It's in an environment that's Zach's roots basically, and where he grew up, and I think it's really inspiring for all the young children to be able to look up to a player like Zach and hopefully aim to be as successful as he has been in the future. He's obviously of a younger age, and I feel like that's really relatable. He's, like I said, his roots are this primary school. So yeah, I think for us to be here today and to witness how inspired all the young children and how excited they were when he walked in, it's really amazing.
Now then, just a quick reminder before we crack on with today's coverage. After a month of sales at frozen prices, we have temporarily paused sales for next season's season cards. 4,572 supporters have already purchased one, which is fantastic support, but following the end of the early bird window, season cards are now paused, and a limited number will be made available again from the 7th of May at an increased price. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. Now, before we take a look at Huddersfield, we've got to talk about Ethan Galbraith. I think we've been privileged to see him in an orange shirt. Hopefully that doesn't end anytime soon. I know there's a lot of speculation, but he's a special player and a big reason why we are where we are.
Yeah, he's been superb this season. I would say him and Curry for me have been the standout players this season. I know we've got a top goal scorer in the league, a great goalkeeper. Donnelly's scored some fantastic goals, but Galbraith, his work rate, his energy, he's so comfortable on the ball. He's just such a great player, and you can see why clubs from higher divisions, Championship, are looking at him and making offers. Because I believe we turned down £1 million offer for him from was it Swansea in the transfer window. He's unbelievable. He scores goals. He's just so energetic. And what I love about him is when he does play in that right back position and he drifts inside, he just opens the game up and gives you a different dimension on the pitch. Other players exactly know where he is, what he's doing. He's just a great player, and I really hope we can hold on to him for next season, whatever division we're in. But if there's going to be a lot of clubs, I think, who are going to be coming in, sniffing around and trying to get him.
It probably speaks volumes of his quality, Jabbo, about how important he is to this side, and playing in a position in the modern game. The right back position is obviously one that is maybe given a lot more credit to. But he's probably one of the most dangerous players on the pitch.
Well, he makes it his own because he's very intelligent. Because he doesn't just stay right back. He'll wander in if he feels it's right. Again, he'll pass the ball in. He won't admire. If he thinks he can continue his play, he will. Like he did in the earlier clip, he scored from that. And he creates it, and then at the same time he knows that if it's Claire or someone else in midfield or Brown, they can just fill in. So it's kind of helped him advance his game and make him a bit more of an attacking sort of player, even though he likes to play more advanced. When he has played in that sort of defensive position, he makes it his own. He's very intelligent with his timing, and he just goes about his work seamlessly. And and like Curry as well, they've just been magnificent additions, and probably not underrated, but because you get people that are scoring the goals and they get all the adulation. But I think,
I know, how was that?
Yeah.
All that adulation.
But no, he's been a really fantastic signing, and he's one of the reasons we've had a good season.
I like the fact that he's got that nasty side in him as well. Like I mentioned about last week against Wickham, he was getting a sort of tough 15-20 minutes against the winger for Wickham, and the first opportunity he got on a 50-50 or 60-40 in the other favour, he left his foot in. Now, I'm not condoning bad tackling, but he sort of put one on the guy and said, right, I'm not messing around here. You're going to have a tougher sort of rest of the game. The guy went off injured. I know he wasn't trying to get him injured, but he'd done us a favour and he took a yellow card for it. But he's got that side of his game as well. The only thing I think he's weak on is his scoring goals from corners with his head. But other than that, he's absolutely brilliant.
He certainly is, and hopefully another special display from the young Northern Irishman today. But anyway, not long to go until kick-off, and of course don't forget, if you're yet to pick up a match pass or an audio pass, make sure you do that now. Don't miss out on what's set to be a truly wonderful spectacle. But first, let's rattle through now and take a look and see how the home side Huddersfield are shaping up. There's the info for your stream pass. But let's take a look and see how the Terriers line up. Starting in goal is Jacob Chapman. And it looks like a 4-2-3-1 for the Terriers, with Neo Eccleston, Matthew Pearson, Oliver Turton and Lassie Sorensen across the back four. The captain, Jonathan Hogg, who's playing his final game for Huddersfield this afternoon after a very long and good career with the side. Herbie Kane partners him in midfield. David Kasumu, Anthony Evans and Josh Koroma will play behind Joe Taylor, who leads the line. And on the bench is Lee Nichols, Josh Ruffles, Tawanda Chirewa, Tom Irapenda, Ben Wiles, Joe Hodge and Dion Charles. I mean, it's all about Orient, Glenn. I know we normally speak a little bit longer about the away sides. They're not in great form. We're focusing on ourselves. But what are you expecting from Huddersfield?
It's a tricky one. It's the last game of the season in front of their own fans. They want to go off on a bit of a high. So, like you say, some of them players are not going to be there next year. Some of them maybe at the end of their contracts and trying to get a new contract. So they've got a point to prove, not only to their home sort of crowd, but also any suitors who are sitting in a stand watching them today, So they've got a bit to prove. You think it's a nothing game for them, but as we saw in the earlier kickoffs in the Championship, West Brom had nothing to play for, and then they go and beat Luton 5-2. So it's a tricky one. From the scenes there, it doesn't look like there's going to be too many home supporters there, but there's a big travelling 2,500 Orient supporters there, which, like Jabbo said earlier, if we can get an early goal, the crowd will go against them a bit, their heads may go down, and you never know, it might go in our favour. They've got good players. They were coming into this season, they were one of the favourites to go up, along with Birmingham, Wrexham, probably Charlton. They've probably underachieved from where they expected to be, but they are a good side. They're not far outside the playoffs, but it's just that run of form we've got. I think we do things right, and the game goes steady for the first sort of 15-20 minutes. Like I said, I'm really confident about today.
And I mean, this is interesting here. Jonathan Hogg leading out even the referees on his final game for the Terriers. But Jabbo, 2,300 fans travelling here to the John Smith Stadium.
Amazing.
One more time.
One more push. One more go. And we'll do it.
Four cup finals. That's what we got.
Are you confident, Jabbo? It's confident as Glenn. I don't think it sounds to me as confident as this man.
No. I think it's all down to us as a player. You know, when you've got something a bit of to bite into the last game of the season, sometimes the opposition, when they've got nothing to play for, they switch off. They're on holiday mode. We have something to prove. We have something to play for. So I think we will do it. We'll see it out.
Well, a special stage for what is hopefully going to be a very special afternoon for the O's. Kickoff is very nearly among us. The players are getting ready for kickoff. We're getting nervous, but Glenn's not. Time now to pass over to our match coverage team of Dave Victor and Matt Hiscock.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Yorkshire for a game that will definitely test